Good evening, everybody. How's everybody doing?
I'm doing great.
Good evening.
Good evening. Best night of the week.
Scott's in Miami. Anthony's in Victoria. Jim is in London. Jack is in Tennessee. And Carl is in the Big Apple. Lucky Carl. Jim and Carl are living life in the Miami's pretty sexy city as well. Scott, how are you doing, my friend?
Oh, I'm doing good. I'm doing very good. Had a busy day working on the last video. It's coming out tomorrow.
Oh, what's the subject?
The subject is a little off the beaten path for me. It's for the Stooges' debut album. So, but it's an album I've been listening to all my life. So this is on Rhino High Fidelity.
Oh, right. Oh,
Rhino. String quartet, Scott?
Yes.
With
a sledgehammer.
And Jim, how you doing, bud?
I'm good. Here in London, it's cold, snowing, rain, sleeting.
Really?
Yeah. Well, this morning, it was -2 or 3 this morning when I got up.
Wow.
At least you didn't have a bomb cyclone like we had.
Right, well.
Except it missed us. But 250,000 people were without power. And of course, it was a Wednesday, so we're going to have a bomb cyclone. We've had hurricanes and all sorts of nonsense. It's Wednesday, hump day. That's always the problem. And Carl, what's going on down in Columbia University? The esteemed faculty member. You're teaching lots and.
Sure. Yeah, it's going. It seems like the semester's going quickly. We do have a drought in New York City. Believe it or not, it's getting serious. There's been no rain. We're all hoping for rain now. It's been really nice weather so far for the fall.
I watch a lot of vlogs from New York City, and these young people filming their daily lives, having a tuna sandwich and stuff. It's interesting. But there's a lot of, they're in New York and just chilling at these beautiful coffee places, and the weather's been beautiful. The dogs are out walking, and and Jack, you got back from Seattle. It wasn't 36 hours to get back like it was to get out there. How was it?
No, I had an afternoon between when I got off the ferry to when I got to the airport, and hit one really good record store and one not so good record store, and I have a lot of records coming. You'll see next week.
Oh, wonderful! Yeah. Yes, guys, we are on next week as usual. No guests next week, so it's full on records. Okay, so let's go to the comments. It's great to see everybody, by the way, and welcome to the gallery. Everybody's there. Let's see what. Oh my God, got a lot of questions already. Andrew from Oz said, "Good luck with the show, team." New question: favorite non-hit historical instrument, usually hip, isn't it? Practice or performance? Haydn London Symphonies. Please discuss. LOL. Do you have a fun set? Anybody at the Haydn Symphonies? Jim?
Beecham, RPO.
Oh yeah, they're really good. Except be careful. A couple of them are mono, stereo. What do they call them? Repossessed.
Electronically reprocessed.
Reprocessed, not repossessed. Reprocessed. Another good one. A good set is Joachim with the London Philharmonic. Very under the radar, but Joachim, never ever put anything by that guy. It's amazing. And of course, the old state Cripps or Colin Davis with the Kentucky Bow. They're all wonderful. And Scott, do you have any of the London Symphonies with the with Tony Hogwood on with the?
No, I don't.
Because I heard they're supposed to be very good.
Yeah, I imagine they are. Yeah.
So Joey Kalanicki, what can we say about Joey? Hi, everybody. It's the best night of the week. Everything classical. Well, let me just put this up first just to show everybody what this crazy man has been doing. Let me take off this sofa. So Joey on his site, Joey Kalanicki on his YouTube channel, did a check out everything classical music live stream video, which was so kind and so cute and so professional. You can tell he's a DJ and he's used to doing that with his voice. So go ahead, check that out. And Joey, thank you so much. And then Joey sent me today some voiceovers, some like professional voiceovers. It's Wednesday night, the best night of the week, and come and see I can't even imitate it because and Joey's got this professional, cool voice, and he emphasizes, on the Audiophilia channel. And it's really cool. So once I get those processed, I'll play a few I'll play a few of them next week. But do check out his YouTube channel.
It was great.
Yeah, Joey's amazing.
Mhm.
So that's Joey, and Joey also has. Yes, she quit. She has a pinched nerve. It's not good vibes and prayer she feels, but absolutely, she's a wonderful player, and she's really she's taken the world by storm. And Joey also said, "Thank you, Sky, Hillary Hahn, Eugene Isaiah 69 is great. I enjoyed the listen. I got it too. We were under Sky's spell, and we all bought that record. But it is really good, and it doesn't play as this plays as a beautiful sounding, warm record with incredible violin playing." And this is from Scott. Hey, Scott, how are you? Good evening, everybody. It's 35 degrees there in Chicago and very windy. That's 35 degrees Fahrenheit because they're Americans. They couldn't handle the metric system. They really couldn't handle it. I took my pug Tina for a walk in Lincoln Park this afternoon, and she didn't want to stay out for too long. Winter's on the way. Oh, you have a little pug. Tina, cute.
They have little Wellington boots for dogs now, don't they?
Yeah, that's right. So they do. And Joey said, "Thank you, Carl. Great listen. Clara and Robert Schumann music for clarinet and piano. I love it. Wow, I didn't get a chance to listen.
Glad you
Good
like it.
recommendation, Carl. That's great. Wonderful. That's what we want. Lots of recommendations. We're going to show a lot of records tonight, guys, because we've got lots of time. So, and I'll put the link up in a minute. Come on up. Don't be shy. We had a full house last week, and Jack did a video today with a lovely shout out to us, all the team, including Jack, of course, and talked about even a guy from Maui who shows records in his car. And what records, eh? God, what a collection Ryan has. Amazing.
I forgot Ryan's name. Ryan, I apologize if you're here.
Ryan, that's right. With a very well-behaved child. Scott says, "Anthony, did you hear Michel Schwalbe's Meditation from Tias with Carrie-Anne? Whenever I hear him play it, it's my son in heaven." Yeah, it's not my favorite piece. It's I find it a bit sickly, but he's amazing. I mean, I'm going to talk about a leader of an orchestra today doing concerto recordings, and Schwalbe and the Berlin Phil guys. They have 3, and the Vienna Phil guys. They're all concert violinists.
Well, Schwalbe played the violin solo in that famous Carry-On 58 Heldenleben, didn't he?
That's right, and we're going to be talking about Heldenleben for your homework for next week's Building a Library, and that may come up. Joey says, "Your weather is coming to me here in the Motor City. Getting snow tomorrow morning. Oh boy!"
I saw a forecast that said here in south of Knoxville by Smokies, we're supposed to get an inch of snow on Friday morning. We'll see.
That would shut the whole city down.
Yeah. Oh, well, it's okay.
Scott says, "I think it's too late to hitchhike to Florida." Okay, let's see. Oh, there's lots of comments here. Postal says, "I was on Saturday, found a great listener in B, Claudio Rao." Yes, he's one. You can't go wrong with Claudio Rao. He's the gold standard. He's so good. And of course, good evening, all. Hi, Sky. How are you?
Hi, Scott.
I think Jack gave a shout out to Sky on his video today.
Yep. The
and
credit
Ryan
goes out, Sky. We're ready.
"Thanks for nothing, Anthony. I had to buy my son ice cream last week." You go, buddy. You deserve it. You're a very well-behaved young man. Not all children are well-behaved, I've heard. In this era of helicopter parenting. It was very simple when I was young. My parents just said, "No." That was it. No. That's it. I remember one kid didn't get on the basketball team, and the parents said, "The kids, try harder next time. Next subject." Very.
I told my friends I thought my name was "Shut Up, Sit Down" until I was 3 years old.
My father said to my brother and I, "Empty vessels make the most sound." And we used to look at each other. I hate when he says that. I just hate it. But we sucked it up and took it. Scott said, sorry guys, lots of comments. I'm happy to read them. "I saw an interview with Leonard Bernstein, and when Ryan's conducting class at Curtis, he expected his students to know all the notes of all the instruments in the score." Absolutely. When you're conducting, let's just take it as a player. So if I'm playing Harold in Italy, I know what the violas are doing in Harold in Italy, so I can blend my part to the second flute or the first bassoon, and you've got to know the part better than anybody. I don't know my viola part as well as Jim, but in Brahms too, during those syncopations in the first movement, I'm listening to Jim play the viola part, and I'm trying to fit. I'm on the beat, da dee dee, and the violas are going da 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 dee dee dee, right? And it's not, and I'm like, oh God, and I'm listening carefully, and that's what you got to do. And as a conductor, if you like Lauren Mazel, he had absolute pitch and photographic memory. He could do every rehearsal from memory, every note. Oh yeah, no, and Reiner would be the same. I mean, that goes to say for every conductor, though. You've got to just know every part perfectly. Alan, hey Alan, how are you? It was so nice to meet you last week. Good evening, everyone. It just started to rain here in Northern Virginia. It's 58 degrees. Wicked Exile is Hyde 94 and 101 Vienna Phil. Let me ask Scott. Scott, you're the man for this one. Can you read Wicked Exile's comment?
Is Haydn 94 and 101 Monteau with a Vienna Phil on RCA Living Stereo a good addition? That is probably the only edition that I have, so I don't have a really good reference for you, but I think it's a very good one.
I mean, it's Vienna Phil and Monteur. I mean, I'm sure it'll be wonderful. Jim kind of put me onto Monteur, and he said, Anthony, have you heard his Amsterdam concert about Beethoven?
Oh, yeah. It was heroic.
And I think to myself, really him? It was incredible. So I'm a big fan of Monteur. So the LSO, they hired him when he was 80 and gave him a lifetime contract.
Yeah.
Well, the interesting thing, the great thing about Monteur is his recording of the Frank D minor symphony with the Chicago Symphony. Monteur was actually at the world premiere of it in 1882 or something in Paris. He was a 12-year-old boy, and there he was 70 years later, recording it in stereo with the Chicago Symphony.
Fabulous.
I mean, that's an amazing, connection.
And Wicked Exile loves it. And then Postal said, Sky, I streamed the Haydn cello concertos with the Rostropovich you recommended and add it to my want list. Great stuff. Thank you. Guys, we have the best peanut gallery. You ask great questions. I'm going to leave that for a while. We're going to come back. I'm going to put the images up. And there's the handsome Joey. Joey, coming up sometime, just to sit and hang out with us. I mean, my God. And there's a man who knows how to wear a hat. Not everybody on YouTube knows how to wear a hat. Sometimes it's affectation. This man knows.
He looks as if he's got a bathroom in the back of his car.
What, a car seat in the back of his car?
If he's got a car seat in the back of his car.
Joey, are you our rich relative? What's going on back there? What is it in a car?
No, that's Anthony. That's what happens when you use a wide angle lens. It's the old real estate trick. You want to make your house look big,
I didn't think about that. Way to go, buddy. Of course.
Looks like a wash basin in the back. Yeah.
Okay, so I forget who it was. Somebody mentioned Maria Duenas and her Beethoven recording, and of course, Deutsche Grammophon are pushing it like mad. And please, guys, please interject. And on the Pinot Grella, if you have a opinion or different than mine or whatever, we'd love to hear from you. Differences of opinion are good in classical music. It what makes the world go round. She's a very fine violinist, young, very lovely, attractive young lady playing the violin. So I listened to it, and she's a very fine violinist. I asked Peter Puritzoff, violin friend, about the opening up on the thirds. And they said, and Tom Bowe said, that's not the hard part. It's not that difficult. I was worried about the violinist. She plays it beautifully. The one thing that I don't like, by the way, Jan was listening with me, and Jan said, who's the violinist, Anthony? I said, it's a girl named Maria Duenas. Jan said, she really knows how to tell a story. And I thought that was really, really, really fun. Yeah. Well done, Jan. Nice commentary. You're welcome, darling. But one thing I wasn't thrilled with, and that's Manfred Honeck. I don't know what it is with him. The Vienna Sinfonica are a very fine orchestra. They're not the Vienna Phil, but they're good. They're certainly good. It's not a very challenging piece to play. But Honeck does weird things sometimes. He does the gramophone, like to call them agogic, whatever the second word is. But he does things with rhythms that, he'll pause for effect and look how musical I'm being. And It doesn't sound right. Beethoven didn't want that. You can be musical in other ways. So I'm not a fan of Honeck on the, his Bruckner has been incredible. I know Jack's a big fan. I'm a big fan of his Bruckner. His Bruckner 7 was great. It's in our Audiophile Recordings of the Year, which is coming up on December the 1st.
Yeah.
But no, he does. It's like the Tchaikovsky 4. Too many weird things.
Anthony,
Anybody else heard that?
I have a question for you, Anthony, and for Scott, and for Jim, and for Carl. So we have the Von Karajan audio situation going on with DG and all the issues that we talk about. So in a lot of the other recordings that I have, maybe it's psychological or maybe it's not. I don't really, they sound a lot better than some of the Von Karajan symphonies, etc. on DG. Is it just me or is that a fact?
Scott, you can answer that one.
I think it's a fact. I mean, it's pretty well known that he was meddling in the control room, so that's not the best person to have twisting knobs. I don't know if it's across every recording, but I never really took to his recordings on DG.
There's just so many done by Günther Hermann. Some are very, very good.
But the other stuff that he's not involved with, they sound fine.
Right.
Well, there's a reason for that. I think you kind of answered your own question. He just, I mean, it went like someone said. I think it was you, Jack, said when he decided to become an audiophile. So just Sky said, oh, sorry. I'll come back to you, Jeremy. Sky said, Ryan recommended Maria Duenas, Anthony. I bought that album. Good. I'm looking forward to hearing what you think about it. So yeah, it's for the violin playing, wonderful. Orchestral, yeah. The ones that Jim and I have, the two Russians, Oistrakh, and who's the other one? Kogan. They had the French orchestra, one Paris Conservatoire, one the Orchestra Nationale. Both beat the Vienna Symphony by far, and the conducting both kill Honeck. But that's just me. If you like it, that's great. That's just me. Now this one is very interesting. This is Roman Simovich. He was one of the concertmasters. They have 3 of them. In England, they call them the leader of the orchestra. And he's a leader of the LSO. And he just recorded the Rosa and the Bartok 2. And it is absolutely amazing. And what's really fantastic about it is the Rosa violin concerto. Jim, do you know that?
Yeah, I do. It's a beautiful concerto.
It really is. Who did he write it for?
He wrote it for Heifetz.
That's right.
And I mean, Heifetz recorded it in the 50s, I think. I'm not sure whether it's only a mono recording, but you can get it on RCA. But the slow movement is very beautiful. See, the melody is superb. It really is Korngold-esque Hollywood at its best, with Rosa and all the melodies that those guys could write, and that concerto it's great.
I was really surprised that my friend David Aspinall, who's watching, I think, sometimes in Toronto, one of the most intelligent, brilliantly read men I've ever met, and knows a lot about classical music. He loved Miklos Rosa, and he loved the score to Ben-Hur more than anything. And I just thought it was not good, kind of over the top. So we always had arguments about Miklos Rosa. But so what I put it on, I wasn't expecting much, and I was blown away. It's a beautiful concerto, equal of the Korngold. I love Korngold, and in fact, it's less musically perfect than the Korngold. It's just it's a little bit rough, a little bit Hungarian. It's very, very, very good. And the Bartok number 2 is also a very fine performance. So I can highly recommend that for streaming. I think, Carl, if you stream that, you'll really enjoy it. It's
I did. I saw it. It came out very recently. I haven't had a chance to hear it, but
it's just been out like 3 or 4 days. So that I would highly, highly recommend. Don't know what's next. Oh yeah. So just a couple of pieces of equipment for you guys. This has been sent off to Jesus Gonzalez Morial, our writer in Tijuana, Mexico. One day we're going to get Jesus on. He's going to blow your mind, and you never want to have a show without him again, but getting him on has been a challenge. But he's working a lot. He's a psychoanalyst, and he's just a brilliant man and a lovely man. The Reaver Plus Streamer, it looks really beautiful, small, $13.99. I thought that some of the, everyone's getting these 35. Carl, how much was the DAC you just got in?
35,000.
35,000. That's right. So you guys only review the most expensive stuff. Well, there you go. We're reviewing that. This is the Perpetuum Ebner. Angelina may come up later. I'm not sure. We'll see.
Gorgeous.
Angie's importing this. This is an old world German company who rejigged their work and is now producing turntables again. Perpetuum Ebner PE 1010 Mark II. And guess who's getting one for review?
Who?
Scott from the Pressing Matters for audiophilia.com. So that'll be fun, Scott. And I'm looking forward to hearing what you think about that. So, Scott, just while Scott's getting his second review ready to go for the masthead, I've already organized him 4 of the reviews. What, Anthony? Hey, you wanted it, you got it.
Yeah. I can't wait to hear it.
And this is the Rega Planer 3 RS edition, £999. It's all metal. It's a really cool looking piece.
Wow.
I'm not sure how much that will affect things, but who's that talking?
Not me.
We're getting some music somewhere.
Huh. That's weird.
Okay, and let's remove that. Okay, so that was interesting. What in the well, we'll find.
Not
Tell
me.
Jan to stop singing.
Jan, could you stop it, darling?
That was me.
Jack, you stupid.
I put a record down on my remote and it turned the remote on.
Oh.
That was very nice. Whatever it was,
lovely.
it was lovely. Jack, say 3 times. It's not
Right.
me. I'm getting old. It's not me. I'm getting old. Oh, it's me.
Well, you know,
Hang on. Where can I put Jack?
full transparency. Full transparency. I'm a very transparent person.
That's a kidding, Jack. I'm just kidding you. Okay, now we're gonna show some records in a second and go to Carl with streaming. Let's just finish up some of the questions because my God, there's a lot. Okay. So Postal Playboy said, Sky, I streamed the Haydn Cello Concertos with Rostropovich. You recommended and added it to my want list. Great stuff, and thank you. I love this. Frederick, hey Frederick, how are you? The Monte Haydn 101 is terrific. Frederick voted for the Haydn 101. And Andrew says, thanks, team. You're very welcome, Andrew. Joey says, I know how much you love the cello, Joey. We're gonna have to send something nice to you for your kindness to us. Postal Playboy Sky, I need to check out that piece. I love the cello. James. Okay, hang on. Every time James comments, I just crack up laughing because it's like this private joke. So James, of course, because I mentioned the London Philharmonic. It wasn't in the LSO, but it was with Eugen Joachim, like a real conductor, not like Sell, that Hungarian maniac. Okay. James goes, Haydn, Oxford 92, Sell with that Northeast Ohio group. That's the Cleveland Orchestra. You can be proud of it, James. They're good too. Don't worry about it. We missed you last week, James. Coming up with some records sometimes. Paul Diaz. Best headphone for orchestral music, budget or mid-tier. Carl Sigmund knows a lot about headphones.
Oh, he wants a suggestion. Best headphone for orchestral music. Boy. Well, I don't know if I could come up with just one for that. There's so many different ones that are good for different kinds of music. The main companies all have something pretty good in that area. So I wouldn't know what to say for one particular.
Well, go ahead, Carl. You're on full screen. You're on television. Everyone's waiting for your recommendations. Go.
Well, there's several. I mean, if you like open back or closed back, for example, I like wooden closed backs that are made by Hi-Fi Man, the sound. They can be anywhere from like 1,200 to more. Open back, they also make a nice open back one, and they came out with a new version of their, I think it's 1,200 or something. Very nice, very elegant. It's also around 1,200.
Not
Anyways,
cheap, though. Yeah,
It's
budget.
not cheap, but they also, these companies makes things that are $5,000-6,000. So by comparison, they're not outrageous.
If he waits, he might be able to get some by Bose made for Macintosh.
So
There you go.
And Andrew said, weird photo, looks like she doesn't wear a top. Who are you talking about? These Aussies, man. It's not upside down, Andrew. I know you're in Canberra. You can just turn it up into there. And Jeremy. Hey, Jeremy, how are you? Nice to see you. There you go. Sennheiser HD6, which is very good. Not sure if they're still being sold. Very nice. Thanks for your. We don't know, Carl, I call them the coconuts. Carl has a $5,000 pair of Wi-Fi, man. I mean, they're very expensive. This is really expensive.
I grabbed the jacket of the Haydn if you want to see it.
Yes, I'm going to just put you up there, buddy. Hang on.
That's what that looks like.
Oh, you have it. Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, it hasn't been reissued, by an audiophile label, so this is an original.
Can we see the label, bud?
Yeah, sure. Well, I think it's an original. It's second label.
I wonder what that sounds like. Even the second label. I bet it's pretty good. Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
Good condition. Looks like.
Yes.
And Paul said to Jeremy, I might try, just wondering about soundstage being narrow. You really need to, I mean, I'm sure Jeremy can give you some good insight. What we need is Max Geiger to come up, and he knows a lot about headphones as well, especially the entry level ones. Carl, who's the company that you used to hang out with a lot? They're in New York, lovely fella. Master and Dynamic.
Master and Dynamic, yeah.
Yeah, they have some stuff coming. They're Black Friday sales. Check them out. Check them out, Paul. Master and Dynamic, lovely people, great design. Carl's reviewed a couple. I reviewed a couple. Yeah. They're very, very good, and they've got Black Friday coming out.
They have a fashion sense too, which is really, really nice.
They look beautiful.
They're very unique. That's a good point, Anthony. Thanks.
Oh, you're very welcome, Carl. Scott Hughes said, in 1921, Prokofiev gave the world premiere of his third piano concerto with the CSO, conducted by Frederick Stock. After intermission, he conducted the world premiere of his Love for Three Oranges Suite. I just listened to the LSO one with that today. It's pretty, with Durati, it's pretty amazing. Third piano concerto. It's wonderful. Amazing piece. Amazing piece. But I mean, I love this third piano concerto. Every time it starts, Jan always goes, oh yeah, I like that piece. People don't know, if you don't know a lot about classical music, people, when they hear that, they go, oh yeah, I like it. And if you want to hear it, Martha Argerich has been playing it about 400 times a year for the last 20 years. So you can hear it with her. She's the master of it. You know, my favorite, do any of you have a favorite Prokofiev piano concerto?
Probably three.
Three is the most famous. It's certainly amazing. My favorite is one. Does anyone know it? They go through all the 15 keys. Bum, 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 I'm singing it in horrible pitch, but the first piano concerto. And what's more, he wrote it when he was 17 for a piano competition that he won playing his own piano concerto, and I thought it was amazing. And if you want to get that recording of that, Vladimir Feltzman with Michael Tussle Thomas. I'm sorry, James, I think it's the LSO, but it's a wonderful CD. Vladimir Feltzman, very good. Thank you, Scott, for your information about that. And Andrew says he loves the Bartok violin concerto. Paul, our violinist friend from played at where's that? Salzburg Festival. Paul, I'm interested in your. Why don't you read that, Scott? See what Paul says about the Duenas.
The Duenas, Beethoven is beautifully played, but she seems to be working too hard to make her points rather than let the narrative unfold naturally. Interesting.
I didn't hear it that way. I mean, I just heard it fine playing. Jan thought there was a story there, but I really believe some of the accompaniment is a little bit. But that's great, Paul. I'm going to have another listen for sure.
Thank you.
There's an interesting thing when you talk about violinists. Again, it's a point might be worth expanding. But you know, in the old days, when you listened to people like Heifetz and you know all the old Russians, they all studied with Leopold Orr, and they all had this sort of sound that Orr generated, because most of them were in sort of violin classes of 10 to 15 violinists, you know, so they were all doing the same thing. And then, of course, you had Carl Flesch in Brussels, and you know, my teacher was a personal pupil of Carl Flesch, and he had his own way of bowing and everything. Nowadays, you don't hear that so much. I mean, you know, like Joseph Gingold. I mean, you listen to his students, and you immediately know that it was Gingold, because you know Gingold's playing was you know quite idiomatic. But you don't hear that with young people today. They're not quite so keen to, you know, nail their colours as, oh, I'm a disciple of so-and-so, or, I mean, it's also like Rostropovich. I mean, Jacqueline Dupre was a disciple of Rostropovich, and, you know, or Tortelier and people. But you don't get that, do you, today? I mean, has anybody else got a view on that?
Well, I think the problem is young people know everything. Ask Robert Wynn, he'll tell you. Remember Robert?
Yeah, absolutely.
They know everything, and they go in there. They love their teachers, and their teachers sometimes have a weird relationship, you know, at competitions, and
yeah,
not good. But you know, they come in knowing everything. I remember a teaching friend of mine. She had a teacher opposite her, and she'd come in every week. And the young people there at OISE, this fancy school in Toronto, Ontario Institute of Studies and Education, where they teach them everything. And she'd be crying. And finally, my friend said to her, "Who told you this job was easy? It's not. It's really, really hard." And the girl started crying, like, "Oh, yeah." And then she finally figured out, like, they just told you can do everything you're going to do, and everyone's going to love you every minute of every day. And of course, the world is not that way. And with music, it's interesting. You know, there are all these people coming out, and where's the next Heifetz?
Anthony, I'll tell you Joseph Gingold's story. His studio was right next to Louis Davidson's, who I studied with in Indiana. And I'd get done with my lesson, which was, say it was 10 o'clock in the morning. And at 11 o'clock, you'd walk out and, you know, you'd go where you're going. I always looked at the people walking out of Gingold's studio, and they all looked like they just were through the meat grinder. I mean, I looked at them. They looked like someone just died.
I think it was the same with Starker too, wasn't it?
Well, I didn't notice him. He was down the hall. But
Okay.
So at a Gingold, they looked like they just got hit over the head with a hammer. I mean, it was horrible.
We're going to get to some records in a second. I think the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to invite everybody up. We're going to do Carl first, and Carl's going to talk about some streaming. Let me put the link up. And first come, first serve, guys, just so you know.
If it gets really boring, I'll start singing again.
No, that was you. Okay, where's our friend Carl? So, Carl, let's talk about some streaming.
Oh, right. I mean, some of what I have is later about the Prokofiev, but I
That's
have
fine.
something.
We'll come back to you. We'll come back to you.
Here was something that I came across. It's Czechoslovakian. Let me see if I can show you what the heck it is. You can see.
Oh, yeah.
It's a Baroque ensemble in Czechoslovakia,
Mm.
and the composer is Tuma, who's Czechoslovakian, and it's all Baroque, but it's in this church. Let me just show this. Really, the sound quality is just spectacular.
Can you hold it up again? Oh.
Yeah, it's in this church, and they perform in Czechoslovakia, and it's the sound that just struck me. You know, and I'd never heard of even the composer before, but I thought it was really quite nice. So that was one. Another one, let's see here. Oh, this was out. This was a new one by some Brahms cello sonatas.
Oh, beautiful.
Elisa plays the cello, and this Inan Barnatan, he plays the piano. And it's very nice.
What do you think of the performances? They're wonderful pieces.
Yeah, I thought they were very nice. They work well together, I thought. Yeah. So there's another one.
Fabulous. 2 for 2 for my friend.
These all came out like 4 days ago or 5 days ago. So there's that. Then there's another one. This was an oddity, I think. Let's see if we find it. Where did it go? It was a. Yeah, here we go. This is unusual. What caught me was the second piece, the concerto for Wagner tubas.
I saw
And
that.
there's a violins and other strings with it. It's unusual, and I thought it's
How did it sound?
Yep.
Sarah Jackson. She's the piccolo player with the LA Phil, and she commissioned that concerto, and then she was talking about it today on Facebook. How is it? I bet she's an incredible player.
Yeah, this is very, for me, this was unusual. I mean, the second piece particularly was unusual. You got these tubas with the strings, and of course, the first one is more, it's worth
Do you know why
checking
the Wagner tube is very interesting? Wagner wanted a special sound. He wanted it in between. He didn't want a euphonium. He didn't like it. So he invented that instrument, the Wagner tuba. And it's also called tubin. And it's played by the French horn players. And it's played with a French horn mouthpiece, a conical ball mouthpiece. They're very difficult to play in tune. Very difficult, but a beautiful instrument.
There was the Mahler Symphony that I think he used 3 or 4 of them in.
Bruckner uses them in 7, 8, and 9 all the way
There
through.
you go. That's
Beautiful,
Yeah.
Carl. I'm glad you brought that to our attention. I'll have a listen to that tomorrow.
Yeah. Then let me think. There was something. Maybe I have 2 more. I just got to get the order. I think this is one. This is a clarinet concerto by Sabine Meyer. She plays really a lower, because this was written.
Basset clarinet.
Yeah, that's right. It's lower in
A. Yeah.
In A. She had one made for her, a modern one, but made that can do that, and she plays his clarinet concerto with that. And I thought that was quite nice.
She's the famous clarinetist that got the principal in the Berlin Phil, and there was a big fight. They said they didn't want her, and Karen said, "She goes, I go," and they went, "Bye, Herbert." So he had to leave. That was Sabina Meyer. She's an amazing. She plays principal in the Lucerne Festival. She's an incredible player. She really is.
So that just came out 4 days ago. There was so much that came out on the 15th of this month. I've never seen so many things. I was just like, my goodness. So I just picked what I could.
We'll be streaming a lot tomorrow. As Leanne says, Sabina Meyer is wonderful. She certainly is.
Let's see if there might have been another one
Hey,
here.
Ryan, we'll be with you in a minute. We're just finishing up with Carl.
This one, now this is I'm not really sure what to think of this. So the story behind this is that my mother, who's 94, I sent her a CD by Mozart, and she really liked it. So now every so often she says, "I want to hear more Mozart." And then she found something. She said, "So and so just came out with a new piece. Can you find it for me?" So I mean, this is what she wanted to hear.
Oh, Katya. Oh,
This
we like Katya.
So this is new, and I listened to it today before I came over here. I thought it sounded, but I haven't listened to it that much yet. I'll have to, because I'll have to report to my mother what I think of it. But there you go. She's from Georgia, near Russia. That's where she's originally from. So I think that's it for the streaming, except for the Prokofiev later when we go into that.
Hey, Carl, who do you use for streaming? What service?
So I use Qobuz mainly,
You do.
and then I use it together with Rune. But today, I was going to proudly show that I got a brand new top of the line mini iPad. It's thinner, it's lighter, it's faster, it's got better graphics. And so, I set it up, and I didn't have enough time to get it to connect. So it just sits there dead right now. So I'm using the one I usually use, which is fine. But hopefully next time we meet up, I'll have the other one. Maybe you can see it better when I show it and things like that.
No. Scott says, I believe there was Wagner tubas in Hostel Planets. Incorrect, sir. Euphonium. Bum, 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 ba-dee-da-dee-da-dee-da. That's the euphonium solo. No, but unless I'm correct, I don't think they had any in London at that time.
No,
euphonium.
you're right. You're right there. Yeah.
It's famous euphonium solo. But thanks for playing along. And Leanne says she's happy with Qobuz. Aren't we all? Love Qobuz. Cobos was the winner, as they say. It lasted out the other ones. Carl, amazing stuff tonight. Great choices. I'm going to be doing some streaming tomorrow. Okay. We can see Ryan. Hey, Ryan, how are you? You on mute, Ryan? There he is.
Sorry.
How you doing? That's
Doing
okay, Ryan.
All right.
Hi.
We got a note here from Sky. I saw Katya in an intimate concert space. It was absolutely divine. Yeah, we know, Sky, what you were checking out with Katya every time. Hey, Jan, how are you, Jan? Hey, how's your apple pie? I know that Katya makes a pretty good apple pie, if you know what I mean. She's an amazing. I just got in trouble from the producer. Well, I mean, she's a fine artist. She is. She's wonderful. Just check it out. Yeah, she's a brilliant player, technically brilliant. Anyway, let me get out of that. What else we got here? Okay, so we got so Ryan, how are you doing, my friend? What's going on?
Oh, I got one of these that you be.
Oh my God.
Someone's showing off. Someone's showing.
You asked us to try to find something about the violinist, and I couldn't find a thing about him. This does nothing, but I did find this record. Somebody was selling it at a place called $5 Bin Records.
Wow.
Oh, so not on eBay or Discogs.
No, it was at some independent record store. I think it was in Pennsylvania. So they had it for sale.
Online. Oh, wonderful! Congratulations. I hope you like it. Would you mind if I ask how much it cost?
$5.
Mm.
And now,
That's the name. The name of the record store is $5 Bin. So most of the records are $5.
Is it the French pressing or is it the Dutch pressing?
It's Dutch.
Oh, no wonder. That's the one the Sky has. It's lousy.
I see. That explains it.
Sky, how are you? So
It is. It's actually now my favorite recording of this. So I've gone back and listened to the other ones I had. This is probably the second favorite. It's Grumio and Haskell.
Brilliant. I mean, he's
But
amazing.
and I have a Heifetz, which I don't care for so much. But this is my favorite Kreutzer now. So thank you for pointing that out.
You're very welcome. I'm glad we got it because people kept saying it's impossible to find because I only look on Discogs and eBay. How did you find it? Just put a search in YouTube.
Search his name. Search the Oler, his name, and I could only find a clarinetist, a clarinet teacher, and a clarinet maker with the same last name but different first name. Apparently, there's two major types of clarinet, and his version of the clarinet is the one favored by German-speaking orchestras. So the BSO and Vienna Phil, they use his type of clarinet, and it has a slightly different sound. And most other European orchestras have a different model clarinet.
Yeah, they have the German system, which you have to play in Vienna and Berlin. If you don't have German system, you're not invited. And then a lot of other people play, buffets, the French clarinets. Wonderful, Ryan. I'm so happy you got it. So now there's three of us. What do you think of the piano player and the piano sound? I love it.
That's why I like this record so much. It sounds better than all of the other ones they have. They're balanced very well. It's just wonderful violin playing too. So it's my favorite recording of it now.
Well, it's interesting because I heard it on this Japanese YouTube audiophile channel. Two ladies, so sweet, giggling all the time and they put this record on, and it's like, wow, it just blew me away. It was so musical. And of course, I did some research. Nothing about him. Sky, have you had a chance to listen to a little bit more of it? Sky?
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. Sky, have you had a chance to listen to a little bit more of the
No.
Beethoven?
No, not yet.
Well, you better. It's a gift. I want to know. Not only is it a gift, I want to know how great it is and how good. Whenever you do, though, I would be just, in all seriousness, be very interested in your response to it. Tell me what you think about the Duenas, and you bought it. And
No, I would like to see what Ryan thinks because Ryan is the one who recommended.
oh, Ryan, yeah, what do you think about the Duenas one?
I didn't know anything about her. I was looking for a newer recording. I have a lot of old, the Heifetz and a bunch of older recordings of the Beethoven. So then I came across her. I heard a few of her things on YouTube, and I thought her sound was really good. So I went ahead and bought it. I don't think the Deutsche Grammophon modern recording sound as good as some of those older Golden Age recordings. So I don't like it as much because of that. But I thought her playing was very good. So that's why I recommended it, because I think she's excellent, and I'm looking forward to hearing more from her.
Well,
And,
I'm very interested that you found that Beethoven sonatas, Ryan. That's really amazing. I'm so happy. And how's
Yeah.
your son like? Is he getting some ice cream today?
I don't know. We'll see.
Oh, that is as good as gold. So now, Scott, we're going to go large, and we're going to go to the vault. Not only the vault, Scott's vault, which is the best vault.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
Scott,
I tried to dig for some things that were a little bit unusual, a couple that I've heard recently, and I ended up with a lot of choral and vocal works. So this is the first one, Psalms of David. And King's College Choir, Cambridge, Philip Ledger, beautiful record. And it's, an American Angel. I mean, it's a UK Angel sticker.
are they just regular EMIs with an angel label on?
Yeah, it's just a sticker over the postage stamp. Yeah, so that's a beautiful record. Nice sound. Good sense of space of the venue. And this one's unusual. You don't see it too often, but
Oh, yeah. Beautiful.
This one is French Cafe. Now, this was one of my favorites, actually. I love it. What a beautiful record.
Jim, did you ever work with Robert Tier?
Yeah, once. I think I did. Yeah, I did. He did the Britain Serenade for tenor, horn and strings.
Mm-hmm.
It's fabulous singing.
Yeah.
I saw him do Peter Grimes at the Royal Opera House. He was really good.
He's on this record too. This is a 2-record set.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know about
You always
this?
come up with beauties, man. That's a
Ben
beautiful record.
Luxon, yeah. Oh, great, yeah.
Marvin Cable, you probably worked with him, Jim.
Yeah, and Ben Luxon.
And then this one is a good one too. Choral Fantasia.
Yes.
Can I just give you a question, Scott? Beautiful, by the way. Here's Natalis. This is from Paul. Can you read that one better? Because you'll know about that.
Oh, thoughts on the Steinberg 35mm Command Classics releases. I recently obtained a handful of them. I used to have a handful too, and they were all thrift store copies. And at one point, I just got rid of them. I never have heard them on my current system, so I can't really tell you. But I wouldn't be surprised if they're very, very good.
Okay, we're just going to finish with Scott. Okay.
I got a couple more surprises.
That's okay, Scott. They're amazing. That one is beautiful, by the way.
This one. Have you ever seen this?
Jesus, Scott. You always surprises me. Jim's going to have to really throw down tonight, man. I'm telling you. They're wonderful.
I've got a couple of crackers.
Nice 2-record set.
Bulgarian.
This one is stereo quad. And then this is a famous one, old favorite, Noise Flood.
Noise Flood.
Jim, didn't you perform that? Or that was Curly River, wasn't it?
Curly River, yeah, we did. The proms, yeah.
Did this ever come in a different cover? It did, right?
I think it did, yeah.
Yeah, this is like the modern cover.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever heard of
Is that the original Britain one? Is that the Britain recording with?
This is yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was on the Absolute Sound Super Disc list. That's where I first heard about it and finally got a copy. And the last one it's really interesting.
Oh, it's great.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Barry Tuckwell.
He's amazing.
Unusual. This is an interesting line to keep an eye out for. Headline, more modern works, and really well
She's
recorded.
still alive, isn't she, Thea Musgrave? She's
Yeah,
about
it's
98 now.
It's about 100.
Yeah.
That's it for me today.
Wow, incredible, Scott. How are you? Amazing. Angie, how are you doing, my dear?
I'm doing all right today, thank you.
It's
Hi,
lovely
Angie.
to
Hope
see
everybody
you.
there as well.
Yeah.
We got 6. We have 6, 7, 8. I've got. Oh, we've still got room.
Scott,
Sorry,
Oh, you got it too.
I got it
Oh,
too.
that Aces and Galatea was
But this
beautiful.
one is sealed. I haven't opened it yet.
Okay,
Oh,
don't get cocky. You're all trying to one up each other.
What did you
Let me-
have that just right in your hand?
Okay, Jim, show it. Throw down, Jim.
Okay, well, there we go. You can choose your pick. Okay, I mean, the first one is Grieg and Schumann Piano Concertos with John Ogden, New Philharmonia, Paavo Berglund.
That's fat. He's amazing.
Beautiful.
And it's, as you can see, it's one of the original postage stamp HMV, his master's
Nice.
voices.
Jim,
Again,
this crazy vinyl.
99p, never been played. I think.
Oh, man.
Oh,
I'm
fuck off.
gonna get a whatchamacallit. I'm gonna get a T-shirt.
99p, never been played. T-shirt.
Absolutely.
Should be 99p, never been kissed.
Well, absolutely. We could do that one. On the back, it could be never been pissed or never been pissed.
Not pissed. Kissed.
Um,
Not pissed.
Right, there's Igor
Oh.
Markovich's Winter Daydreams.
Oh, that you
I got
great records, man.
I have that one.
With again Philips, original Philips label,
Mm.
How much?
99p.
You keep saying
And
we can't find any more, but you keep finding these, Jim.
Well, I root round. This one I wasn't sure about, but because it's Sal, I mean I didn't really like Schwarzkopf very much, but I thought, well, I don't have her doing full last songs.
Oh, I have that record. I searched
That's
long and
fabulous.
hard in the
I
early
love
30s.
that.
And again, it's a lovely HMV.
That's a beautiful record, Jim.
Gorgeous. Gorgeous.
And we've also got a couple of others. Oh, this is for you, Sky. Hungarian quartet playing Beethoven middle quartets.
Oh,
Rasimowski.
beat that, Sky.
Again, EMI. It's an EMI. Well, Scott, you probably now. This is a slightly different label. What label is this, Scott? This is
The prefix is probably different. Look at the prefix before the.
HQS.
Yeah, that was a different series they did.
So it says made in Great Britain,
Oh, yeah.
produced 1966. So would this have been the very first
Yeah.
pressing of this?
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
I bet that's
And of course, I found this, of course, Patati, Sean Munch.
Oh, look at that.
And again, I don't think. I mean, it's so pristine. I don't think anyone's had it out of the wrapper. Nice case of clubs. And then the piece de resistance, I think, or you might not agree, but I think, is an RCA Victrola version Flagstad.
Oh God, Jim.
There you go.
You really
And
well, Scott. Scoot
Well-
on down, Scott.
Yeah.
here we go. So it's a Victrola. Now this must be a US label, is it, Scott?
It looks like it's purple.
I've
Yeah,
never
it's
seen a
purple, yeah.
Liberty series. Have you?
Oh, that's because it's a vocal record, I think. Maybe.
It says new orthophonic high fidelity, and it's
Yeah. I've never seen that. Never, ever.
Legacy series, Eugene Ormandy, Kirsten Flagstad. They're 1930s, but I think it's made in America. It says Radio Corporation of America, RCA.
Nice.
So there we go. So that's a little
Amazing to
selection
find
there.
those lost gems in the wild. Well, great, Jim. Okay, before we get to
Thanks,
Angelina,
Jim.
Sky, just 1 second. Sky, do you have anything to show us today? I we want to hear more about your intimate concert with Katya Shelley.
yeah, it was a great concert. She's so she's extremely romantic, extremely talented, and I was maybe like, I don't know, 20 feet away from her. It's just, and the concert hall was filled with roses. It was I have quite a bit of pictures. It was absolutely fantastic. I actually bought the record prior. The record really doesn't sound good because I believe it's in either Warner. I think it's on Warner.
Oh God,
Never had luck with it.
terrible pressing.
It's just really not good. So seeing her live was absolutely wonderful. So,
Do you have any records to show us this week?
of course.
Oh, good. Get ready. Get your wallets out.
Well, I think I will segue what actually Jack said. I have a tortilla.
He's such a great artist, Tortelier. Wonderful arpeggios. Never heard that. I like it.
If you can get this, get it. It's really good. It's really good.
He's a great artist, Paul Tortelier.
Oh man, I have. Okay, let's go to violin. Sonata Fire. I would like to hear what. Did you receive your requiem yet?
Who, me? No,
Yeah.
not yet. Not yet.
Okay. That's for violin and piano. It's great. So all the records I'm showing, they sound really excellent because I prefer for you to sit in your chair for 30 minutes and not hear a great sounding record. So there's no reason for you to sit and not enjoy 40 minutes of wonderful sound recording. And last, well, it's not last, but this is new to me. This is Reddy Hassai, it's a cellist. It's new on Decca.
Oh.
And this is the inner sleeve. And he is absolutely wonderful. So stream this if you can, and buy it if you can.
For sure. Thank you so much.
Wonderful.
Amazing.
There are so many.
Well, we love them. I still haven't played all my Tatrai quartets yet, but the Haydn, which were absolutely. So let me go to so many screens. It's wonderful. Okay,
And
so
Anthony, I do agree. I think Maria really tells a story when she plays.
surprise, Jan. Sky agrees with you, Jan.
If it's actually before any comment being made, I think I suggest everybody looking up on YouTube her interview and talking about why she played the way she played. Because
very good.
She interprets extremely differently. Do I like it? I absolutely love it. I think she plays with emotions. But I agree with the conductor's sides. I do agree. Well, it's a fantastic sounding album, Ryan. Thank you so much for recommending it. Thank you.
Great. That's what we like. Lots of great recommendations. So, Anthony Kershaw can show his records later. Scott's done. Jim's done. Jack's. Oh, Jack, have we got some record shows now that you're home?
Yeah, I do. So, having been gone for a couple of weeks, I had this pile, and
hey, James, we'll come back to you, bud.
We'll go through them. I have some good stuff coming for next week, but this is a digital remaster, and it's about the only one I've heard that actually sounds really, really good. It's on this Crazy Angel Eminence label. I guess it's a budget Angel, but Klemper knocks this out of the park, and the Egmont is just amazing.
Beautiful.
For a digital remaster, it's quite good. I came across this. This was it wasn't 99p. It was probably $5. And in great, this is one I was thinking about because it really sounds good.
Fabulous record. Famous.
And it doesn't have that Von Karajan crappy sound. It sounds wonderful.
Except
Just
his Rite of
wonderful.
Spring, except for Tilson Thomas's Rite of Spring, which is funky. His recordings
Yes.
in Boston are very, very good.
Yeah, no, he knocks this out of the park, and it's superb. In the same record store, I haven't put a new sleeve on this. This is the new version of the.
Oh, look.
Nocturnal.
I want to see if James put that up again, Jack. I wanted to see if there's tears in James's eyes.
No.
Oh, look, the Cleveland Orchestra.
Yeah, and this was $9.99.
Oh,
Wow.
And we had no idea what it was. And this 180 gram, it's a new record. It's a new DG.
Huh.
You know, you got to win one once in a while, but that was in the pack. And then here's another one that is a Boston Symphony with Steinberg. That's
yeah.
fantastic.
It's one of the greatest records of all time.
And this
The
is a comment.
DG's redone it on the
When
original
Bulgarian
source.
got away from the DG thing, it was wonderful.
Yeah, it's
this-
been done on by the DG. That's the original, though, right? That's not the.
No. This is a re-issue. This is a remake. I don't know from when you could.
No, it's not. No, it's not the. Jan, can I just?
No, but it's real good. And
The white one there, look.
price on that was right. Some old Columbias. You know, I had heard this was pretty good, but when I played it, it was really, really good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Only do you let the brass play on here, and it really is well recorded and a very, very good version of that.
I'm gonna show you something, Jack. That's the original source one. You open it up, it's got all the.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's very, very, very good. Thanks, Jan.
Well, I'll tell you, if they still had that in stock, I would consider buying the original source. I'll have to look because that record is just so. It's just so.
That was
good.
expensive.
Very.
I'm sure it is. I'm
Is
sure it is. Someone decided to mark these up. This was put on their cassette on February 12th, 1993. They decided to write it on the front of the record, but it's in very, very good condition. It's a jaded guy, and it's really good. Why people write on their jackets, I don't know.
How much was that, Jack?
You know, I don't remember. It was probably about $5.
Beautiful.
Look what somebody did to the Statue of Liberty.
Oh shit.
Oh no.
That's Angie's favorite record. It's amazing.
It is so.
It's a great record. It's a great record, and those were about $5 a piece. What else? I talked about these on my. Scott made a comment on his channel. If anybody's interested in buying these from Acoustic Sounds, you better buy them because they're running low on inventory. This will
Yeah, I've got that.
tomorrow. This is unopened. This came while I was gone. As did this. I bought this for the Death and Transfiguration.
Oh, that's a wonderful performance and recording.
Yeah. So that's
Also the Boston
afternoon in the cold weather. So anyhow, that's my pile for tonight, folks. And
Fabulous.
Yeah.
The C would be interesting. The side B is eBay, the Ports of Call. Not a great fan. I remember saying that last week about the 4A Requiem, and I got comments and emails and Scott and Anthony, how can you not like the 4A Requiem? I'll tell you what, Scott. Andrew. I tell you what, Andrew, because I don't like it. Is that okay with you? No, actually, it's very beautiful. And because I was shamed into liking it again. The thing is that you played it, conducted it. It's lovely. It's not challenging, but it's very beautiful. But I got the Atlanta one coming that I used to have with Judith Lagan and Shaw. It's wonderful on Tellart. It's also got when William Preussel, James's ears will pick up now. William Preussel was the leader before he got the leader of the Cleveland. And he does some things in the Sanctus with the violin that nobody else does. It's absolutely magical. So if we get to recommendations for that, the Tellart CD is wonderful.
Yeah.
So the last person up is James. How are you doing, James?
Good. How are you? I'm just wiping the tears away from my eyes.
Is that from
Jack's?
Jack's
Jack
original?
at least Jack has good taste.
That's right. Jack also bought the Doc 90 box, James. You weren't here last week.
Well, no, I wasn't. I'm sorry. I was out in LA listening to the Corn Gold. The Calidor played the entire 3 Corn Golds in LA last weekend.
Sure, it's wonderful.
You must be proud, James.
I am.
James, do they have a next project? Do you know what their next project is?
For recording, well, they've already put one in the can. They finished the Beethoven, so that'll be
That's good. I'm looking forward to
that'll be
reviewing
out
that.
in January, and then they did one American music like 6 months before that, and that'll be out next year also. So I don't know what all's. John Williams actually wrote an arrangement for them, so that'll be on there too. So yeah, they're doing fine. I did have some records.
Okay. Good.
I've got this one. These are all ones that you should be able to find for if you're not familiar with the Walton Partita with George Zell. That's a great recording, by the way.
Very good. The playing is amazing on that.
But I picked up a bunch of cheapies, and a lot of people have these. Maybe you've shown this before.
Scott has that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that was $3, and it's brand new.
Oh wow, that's a great
That's
buy.
a great.
Yeah.
That's great.
Oh, Berkeley.
Yeah, the Berglund. I'll tell you, both of them are great.
Yeah.
And then another one is here's another cheapie that you can find.
That's a great one.
The Skroshevsky.
Beautiful recordings.
Yeah, and this is also done on analog productions. I mean, the one disc, and then one more. This is I don't know whether I've shown this one before, but
That's excellent.
yeah, it really, the first symphony on that is just unbelievable. I mean, they should redo that one because it's.
Oh, you mean the original source? Yeah.
Yeah, they should really think about redoing that over the other Kubelik stuff they've done. I mean, it's
The Kubelik 9 did not get a good review anywhere.
yeah,
It got panned. Like
right.
I was listening today. Angie was so kind and sent me some wonderful cartridges to review. And one of them was called Analog Relax. Now it's very expensive, $17,000. But I listened to $17,795. But I did
Chump
listen.
change.
I did listen to some of my DG original source, and on this very, very expensive cartridge, and they were not as good as I remember them on my cheaper cartridges.
Is that right? Wow.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Wow.
sorry, let me just. It's like literally, like even that Hindemith, which is when I first heard it, I was so happy to get that Hindemith record redone, and it is very good. Don't get me wrong, but that Analog Relax cartridge doesn't take any prisoners. I mean, when it's good, it is the most remarkable sounding thing you've ever heard. Like I listened to the Bruno Faust today. I was hearing things that I've never heard before. In the funeral march of a marionette. There's this in the second bar intro. There's a symbol, and it's so clear on this cartridge that you don't just get the transients and the decay and the shimmer and all that audiophiles talk about symbols. I think what happened was, I think that as he hits it really hard. I think Gibson looked up and went and gave him a cue, like cut it off now. And so I think he puts his hand on it and stops it a bit, and it stops the sound, and then it continues. And then I think Gibson went, no, just leave it. Right. So it's just weird. But this cartridge, like, it picks up every little thing, but beautifully. It's not like an X-ray. It's very, very beautiful. So,
Anthony, when we talk about the Prokofiev here, that would be a good recording to listen to that cartridge. A good recording.
Yes. So let me just Sky, I'm just going to remove you just for a second and just put up the images. Okay. So Symphony No. 5 by Prokofiev. I'd like to get your recommendations. I'm going to throw some up just to show you mine. That's a brilliantly played. I've had it since I was a kid. Brilliantly played, quite well recorded, but the playing is exceptional. Then we have this, which is also exceptional. Young Leonard Slatkin, when he was early with the St. Louis Symphony, Powell Hall. It's wonderful. RCA. These are all. Now, that's interesting. That got a lot of play. And then I bought it to hear it, and I had it on a good cartridge, and the recording is terrible. Terrible. The performance is great, but the recording, I'm not sure if Emil Berliner can save it, but it's one I'm sure they're going to give it a shot. Well, and that's the Requiem I was telling you about. So they're mine. Let me just remove that and get our friend Sky back up there. There's Sky. So Prokofiev 5, guys. Let's do a round robin. Scott, do you have a Prokofiev 5?
I searched my archive. I don't have one.
That's interesting.
I can't believe it, but maybe in the no, I actually don't have it. I don't have it.
I've got one here that you should. It'll be on E Everest.
I thought I had the Everest on the reissue from Analog Productions, but I don't.
Everest. That's it. I have this one.
That's the one, yeah.
It's very, very good.
That's the one I thought I had.
Yeah, that's very good. I try not to buy anything with Sargent because he was such a jackass and he was so mean to people that I know. I mean, he really was. I mean, horrible, cruel. So, but he did do some wonderful things, and they also sound great. It's just like 1956, 57, very early stereo, but it's very good, very good. This is the Classic Records. Thank you, sweetheart. This is the Classic Records reissue. I can highly recommend that as if you want an audiophile version of that. Oh Lord. Okay, hang on. Ryan's amazing. There you go, Ryan. Is that the original?
This is Everest. I thought I bought the Classic Records. I could not find it. I went crazy. I looked through everything twice and looked at thousands of records. I could not find it. I'm pretty sure I have it somewhere. It'll probably turn up one day. But I did find the Everest original. I had the same problem last week with John Adams. I have the CD, and I don't like listening to CDs very much. It is on vinyl. I don't have that. I ordered one because I like it a lot, actually.
I ordered it too. And when you told me it was on vinyl, I ordered it. Absolutely, because it's a very good performance.
I had something else he wrote called Harmonium. Do you know that?
It's one of my favorite pieces. It's absolutely
Harmonium.
I listened to it. I put it on from the beginning, and then I listened to it over and over, and I find it hypnotic. The first movement's really great. Second movement, it's very good. The third movement, it's based on poems by Emily Dickinson. These are incredibly.
Right, because I could not stop for death.
Yeah, that's right. The last one is.
He kindly stopped for me. Yeah, I didn't like Emily Dickinson in high school, so I didn't really care for that record very much. So because I didn't like her poetry, it had a John Donne poem in it also. So you know Harmonium. Do you have this?
No, I've seen it. How'd you like it?
This is a lot of fun. I like this a lot. The only other John Adams I have is something called Absolute Jest. Do you know what that is?
I've heard it. I had the whole Non-Such box, which I actually sold, but I didn't know it that well.
Oh, it's a string quartet with orchestra. So the string quartet's the solo, and the orchestra's the recording I had was Tilson Thomas and I guess that'd be San Francisco. He had the St. Louis string quartet playing with him.
Cool. He does a lot with them. But getting back to Harmonium, if anybody wants to stream it, John Adams Harmonium, and you can listen to the whole thing. It's lovely, harmonically very rich, like Harmony Lyra. But what I love about Harmonium, there's a few on YouTube. Check the one out with Simon Rattle, because he goes into the last 8 minutes of the last movement, which is so beautiful. I mean, it's stunningly beautiful. The words, very highly sexual words from a young spinster living in a room as an old maid. I mean, like unbelievable words. And the way he does the imagery with the music. And I've got the Telog CD coming, the Atlanta group with Shaw. It's very, very good. But it's a great piece. The score's on YouTube. Check the last 5. If you love beautifully harmonic, romantic, gorgeous music with very profound words. I like Emily Dickinson a little more than Ryan, I think. But it's really, I mean, considering where that lady lived in that attic, writing poetry that she never got married, didn't have a boyfriend. Oh my God, the passion and the love in her words. Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, does anybody have any more Prokofiev 5s?
Well, I've got a CD.
The CDs are fine, bud. Let me get you big.
It's New York Philharmonic Mazur.
Oh, what do you think?
Well, I quite like it. I mean, Mazur is not exactly, he's a sort of solid conductor and makes the one actually I quite like, but I'm not a great lover of Marin Alsop though. Is this one, and I think it's rather good. The Sao Paulo Symphony. And
yeah, she's persona non grata around these places.
well, I know. I sort of did the Rite of Spring recently, Festival Hall. I wasn't, but anyway.
It's not that. It's that I remember on the New York Phil Summer Series, they had that lovely singer.
Oh, Jennifer Hudson trying to sing.
During Nets and
no,
Dornier. And it was so embarrassing. The poor lady completely humiliated herself. And Marin also should have known that would happen and should have said,
absolutely.
We can't do this. But she didn't. It was money. Anyway. So I thought it was very cool. Anybody else with Sky, Joe Prokofiev 5?
And streaming stuff.
Streaming.
Oh, yeah, of course. Carl, let's do these streaming ones, bud. Yeah. That's what we want.
There were so many choices. This was difficult.
Unlike
Borden, there was very few. So here I couldn't possibly do all of these. So I kind of fiddled around and I put down several, but this was one that was, to me, was kind of different. It was youthful and lively. So this one here.
Oh, that's a new one with the
oh yes,
Matthias Valley. Good, yeah, that'll be well played, well recorded. He's a great conductor, very talented man.
What I noticed was that maybe you can explain this. The length of this, depending on who is playing it, can be anywhere from 40 minutes to 50 minutes.
Yeah.
Some of the 50-minute ones, I mean, I was falling asleep. They just seemed to flow to me. I don't know. But anyway, this one was kind of the faster side. One more was just more traditional, I suppose. Another one I found, if I can get to it, was this one here. Probably much more well-known. I don't know.
That's a famous one. It's not one of his best. I've heard Cleveland play it better.
It's my favorite Caravan album at all time. He's just not there for me.
Yeah, I mean, he can't hit out of the park every time, right? Okay, Angelina. James, you just missed the LSO with Premi just got slagged. You just missed it. Oh, hang on. And then we'll do Angie.
Yeah, that's a good one. A wonderful one. That is fantastic.
Oh, no. God.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
I bet it's amazing.
It is.
It is
That's
amazing.
a Chagall painting on the front. That painting on the front.
Right.
I saw the real thing the other day with my daughter. It's in the Guggenheim Museum, the real painting. Chagall. Yeah, they own that one, and
That's very good.
Great.
And you got some records?
I do.
Does she have some records? Oh, that's coming next week for the for Building and Library. That's a great recording. That's the later one.
Are these going to be on your website to sell, Angie?
Yes. I'm just going through them, and I've got so many boxes, and I'm just starting to go through them, and it's totally insane what I've got in there. Totally forgot. I mean, it's just great. Yeah. So there you go.
So that's a beauty.
Oh, Ellie Ameling, she's amazing.
Good.
Yeah.
Oh, Jill Feldman, she's fantastic. That girl, amazing singer. Yes, Joey.
Did you notice that was Harmonia Mundi?
Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful.
So was the other one. Yeah. There's a couple of these.
Oh, Soler, beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Oh, I have that. That's good. I like that one.
Beautiful. Couperin, pièce de clavecin. Oh, gorgeous. He's so underrated, that guy. Paul Klutzy. Let me just say, can I just say something to
Oh, that's a great
That's
recording.
a great one. Yeah, that's a great.
beautiful. Let me just, Angie, I just want to say something, just to say, KRWD, of course, absolutely, it's insane. Something's a little off about that. You're absolutely right. Till you hear it. That's all I have to say. That's all I say. I've been in the business a long time,
Yeah.
and I've never heard anything like it. Okay, sorry, KRW. Thank you, but good point. I mean, it's very expensive, but as my friend Adrian says, you got to pay to play. Okay.
Shall I
Sorry,
go
Angie.
on?
Hang on, Angie. Yeah, please, my love. Let's get. There we go.
I got something for Scott to end up with.
Oh, there you go.
Who's the orchestra?
That's
Angie,
a
who's
great one too. What?
Are these all? These are all going to be on your website, Angie.
Yep.
Hmm.
Crips. Ooh, that's
No.
Vox. Yeah, we don't see much from Vox on this.
There's a Jubilee London.
Yeah,
Bach concertos.
those can be very good. Nice.
Oh,
Mm.
Uh-huh.
oh, the sky! Check it out.
Yeah, you got it.
Stereo.
Nice record.
Sky, you
Come on.
should fly over and
I
help
think
me.
I think I have that one.
Oh, yeah.
I think, Angie, you should fly over to London with a few crates and a Pan Am jumbo
All right.
crate. Just buy up the shop. And
Oh, that's
fly them
lovely.
all back
That's
to the
a-
castle.
What is that?
Debussy, Ravel, String Quartet, Juilliard.
Juilliard, yeah, Juilliard could. That's good.
Oh, yeah. That's part. Oh, yeah. That's part of a big box, right? I
Am I
have
going
that.
too fast?
I like
No,
that
they're
too.
great. It's great. We got about 5 minutes.
Well, we only got a couple more.
Yeah.
Amazing.
This is
No,
cool.
none such.
We want them
Yeah.
on the website though, so we can purchase.
Mm.
Do we get a friends and family discount?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Oh, okay.
I have yeah, they're great, Andrew.
Oh,
yeah, good.
Now, remember last week when I said that somebody was waiting by the show and going, does anybody know Aaron Copeland? Aaron Copeland. So I pulled out a couple of them.
Yeah.
Wow. Collection.
Uh,
Yeah, God.
This one's still sealed.
mm.
And then this one.
Amazing, Angie.
Emblems. Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, there's one more.
Could just hold it.
What is? I can't read it.
Yeah, you can't read it. Still can't read it. Give me a song. Okay, Quint. Okay, chamber music. I mean, just amazing, Ange. They should all be coming
Now
on.
for Scott, let me show Scott something,
Oh,
if I
hang on.
may.
Yeah, of course.
I'll have to open it up. So this was a reissue that was done by Chad.
Right.
And let me just open it. They
Yeah.
only printed 2,500 of these.
Right.
It's a box
Oh, look
set.
at those.
This is 174 out of 2,500. And when you open it up, hold on, let me see if I can do this. So you get this booklet. And then you get, stay put. So you get this record,
Mm-hmm.
this record, this
Oh,
record.
These are so
So
amazing.
prestige.
I love that record. That one.
And this one.
Yeah,
There's one more.
that was
This
a
one
beautiful
here.
set.
That is
Really,
one hell of a set, Ange. Is that
Isn't
going
it
on?
great?
Is that going on your website?
This was, I'm not sure yet, but this was
Oh.
in the forgotten boxes in my basement.
How dare
Crazy,
you?
huh?
How-
I'm ashamed. I'm
how
ashamed
dare
of
you.
myself.
I
Well,
love
ladies
that.
and gentlemen, I just got a couple of I've been trying to keep up with the comments. They're amazing, especially about the fifth. So you can go back to read them. Actually, you can't on the live show, unfortunately. Leanne says, "Great records, Angie," and Joey, nice Angie. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's it for tonight. We got about 3 minutes. We'll just do a round robin. When I hang up, just hang on for it. There's a little bit of an after party. Champagne will be served. So I just want to say just a general thank you to the incredible panel, especially mainstays and Scott, of course, the brilliant writer for Audiophilia and co-host of the live stream. Jim, of course, Carl and Jack. And it's so nice to see the regulars again. Ryan from Maui in his car showing incredible photographs, came up with that great Beethoven record. And it's such a shame that you and Sky have the Dutch pressing, and I'm the only person in the world with the French pressing. That's a damn shame. I'm just kidding. I wouldn't have sent Sky a Duff record. It's really good. It's really good. It is really good. And of course, James, it's lovely to see you again. And I keep the cell. Cleveland coming. Look, it's the gold standard. I mean, no matter what people say, there's something about that man, his recordings. There's so many recordings that he did that they're the best. They're just the best.
Yeah.
The only problem is, of course, is some of the recordings on
Right.
CBS. It was the same with
Yeah.
the Juilliard Quartet on CBS, and same with except that the violin record that we're talking about is French CBS, and it's audiophile. It's amazing. So I don't know.
Yeah. There's some good Columbias out there.
Yeah, and there are. I mean, and the Waltz and Partita Mile 10 is a very, very good one. So what's on for this week, Scott? I know that you're getting a review ready for Audiophilia.
Yeah, putting the finishing touches on that, and I'll be working on the Impex Sing and Dance with Frank Sinatra review.
Looking forward to that.
Yeah, I just got that, Scott, today.
Yeah.
James, you keep saying that you're not going to get any more records, and Clara put the markers on it, but you keep getting all these incredible, and they're all 99p. No, seriously, they're great collection tonight.
Yep, I know, but I'll be away next week, so if I don't find a shop, I won't have anything to show. So,
Oh, so you'll not be here next week?
Well, I will be here, but I won't be able to bring any records.
Oh,
I'll be
no, that's we
on the road.
We just as long as you're here, we love having you here. Great to see you, Jim. Now, by the way, that record was not Philip Ledger; it was David Wilcox. Didn't you work with David Wilcox, Jim?
Yeah, he was principal of the Royal College of Music when I was
That's
a
right.
student.
Yeah, amazing. Ryan, say hi to your son. Go buy him an ice cream.
All right. Yeah.
Okay. Mahi flavor. No. And Angie, always great to see you, my love. Come up anytime. You're always a special guest. I'm. You can just see by my right ear there that little hunk of Yakasugi cedar, and I'm thinking, I'm working, I'm planning, I'm leaving town and not doing a forwarding address. I'm just telling you, it is. I was talking to the IKEA importer today about the Kai, and I said, my friend Angie said, "You kicked face mention of the curve. How dare you?" Right? And of course I've not, but I bought the Kai. And then I said, so Angie's like, "All right, Anthony, I'll send you a goddamn cartridge." And she sent me that one. It's like the end. My friend David was laughing because he said, "It's like she's a woman and she's an audiophile. It's over." She's not, Anthony. You think you're gonna win? I'm not gonna win anyway. They're all great cartridges, but it's like, you think you're gonna win, Anthony? Okay, put your Aikido on. Now put that one on. It's like,
Yeah.
it's amazing. Anyway,
Yeah.
Angie, good to see you again. And James and Sky, always. If you watch Jack's video today, you were mentioned with love and affection. And I know also on some of the voiceovers that Joey did, So go check out Joey's video promoting the live stream. And Joey, you look amazing. You sound amazing. You
gotta come up.
You have to. Anyway, guys, it's and of course the Peanut Gallery. It was so good to see all your comments. Are unbelievable. I wish I could put them all up. They're just amazing.
Scott, I'm gonna do this fast. I know you did the series on this, the RCA with Grola.
Oh, hang on.
If you can find it, you can get it and add it to your collection.
Oh,
I don't have that
Yeah.
I didn't know that one. I bet that's amazing. If it's like a Shostakovich one.
It sounds good.
But
Thank you.
Jan, get Discogs up, please, sweetheart. Okay,
I think Jack is collecting the Victrolas too.
Oh, no, this is James. James, get ready to shoot him down. Hang on. Yeah, James already got. Where's Jack?
Jack has the
Look. Look. Oh, Previn. Oh, yeah.
This is part of the big Previn box. And I got to tell you, he knocks us out of the park.
Oh, James, throw down. I will listen tomorrow. I'm very keen on orchestral playing. I want to just listen. So I will judge. But I must admit, I do have a chuckle to myself. When I was doing the Walton too, I mean, I was really open to it. I really wanted, if James was going to win, I was going to say James. But every time I put it on the other side, just ever so slightly, there was one slight horn gaff on the Cleveland. I mean, seriously, it's like not even a gaff, like a little semi, because they were reading it probably.
They were sight reading.
Yeah, they were reading it. I know. Yeah, I know. Relax, James. They're good too. I'm just kidding. There's so many great orchestras. Listen, guys, thank you so much. And to the Peanut Gallery, have a safe week from hurricanes and cyclones and oh God, crazy and snow. And we'll see you next week. Regular show next week. No guest. A guest coming on January the 8th. Brian Taylor from the Gramophone in Edmonton. He's a wonderful man. Lots of interesting stories and equipment. Okay, so take care. Have a great night, everybody. See you next week.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Take care, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Bye.